Wednesday was opening night for Crazy Rich Asians. It's Hollywood's first major movie to feature a majority Asian cast in 25 years.
I met a girl, I fell in love, and I want to marry her. You're Nicholas Young, you're untouchable, but Rachel's not.
Have you prepped Rachel to face the wall? Crazy Rich Asians tells the story of Rachel Chu, an American professor who finds out the man she's in love with has a crazy rich family with intimidating expectations. Vanity Fair called it a watershed moment for Asian representation in Hollywood, and trade publications predict the rom-com could pull in $25 million in its opening weekend. Joining me now is Bing Chen, a digital media executive and the organizer of Gold Open, a nationwide theater buyout movement for the movie Crazy Rich Asians. Bing, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So it took Hollywood 25 years to make a major movie featuring an all-Asian cast. Why do you think it took so long? And do you think realistically this could be the start of a shift?
Yeah, well, it's the first time in 25 years that there's been an entirely Asian American cast. We've had amazing progress since then, of course, through several other films. But I see this both as a shift and a continuation. It's a shift, certainly, because it's a demonstration of incredible talent in John M. Chu, as well as the cast and Constance and Harry, and their diligence for years in trying to make this happen. But it's also a testament to the public's demand that the world that we watch reflect the world that we actually live in. So it's absolutely a shift there. But I'd also say it's a dramatic continuation of incredible decades worth of progress that our people have made, both in media and technology. In the absence of opportunities like Crazy Rich Asian over the past few decades, our people have created our own realities. Many forget that YouTube, Twitch, Snapchat, three of the most popular distribution and engagement platforms in the world, were created and pioneered by people who look like me. So we're once excited for this entire sea shift change that will enable all sorts of more expressive stories, but we're also excited that this is a continuation of existing excellence.
You started the Gold Open Theater buyout movement. Tell us what that is. It has 200 groups and individuals buying out theaters during opening week. But why? Why did you want to do that?
So the Gold Open movement is a movement created by and for the community, with my friends Alex Wu in San Francisco to New York and Maggie Hsu. The reason we created this is we realized that Asians historically don't support Asians enough, whether it's in film or tech and so forth, right? And there's a lot of good reasons that we can sort of avoid now. But we also know that mainstream mass support only begins on the inside. It almost always begins on the inside. So we wanted to make sure that we rallied the nation's greatest influencers, executives, community leaders, and so forth to collectively support this incredible moment.
I want to give you a chance, Bing, to respond to some criticism. The New York Times has a piece that's headlined, "For some viewers, Crazy Rich Asians is not Asian enough." And one of the criticisms that's spelled out in the piece from some Asian Americans is the notion that given the diversity of the Asian diaspora, there's not enough representation of many of the groups that make up that diaspora in this particular movie. What do you say about that?
Well, nothing is everything to everyone. And secondarily, if our community had more opportunities to tell our stories, that sort of criticism wouldn't be a problem, right? They wouldn't exist. So I see this less as a single sort of silver bullet or a single panacea, and more as one productive step in the right direction to enable a sea change of more meaningful stories.
Director John Chu, I know, is a personal friend of yours. What has he said about this, what this movie means to him?
Yeah, I think John has consistently, since the beginning, shared with the public, and also the public has told him the significance and the weight of this movie. I mean, it's why on April 23rd he said famously, "This is not just a movie, it's really a movement." We're just trying to rally the masses around his movement.
And tell us about how this movie has been received among critics.
Yeah, I mean, right now it sits over 90% on Rotten Tomatoes, which, by the way, was co-founded by a Gold Open buyer, Patrick Lee. We always have to say that. But it's doing incredibly well. I mean, especially for a romantic comedy. Forget that it's an all-Asian American cast. In its category, it's overperforming, which is incredibly exciting.
All right, Bing Chen, thank you so much for your time, Bing. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.